Hey mamas, we're here for a 10-minute prenatal postpartum Pilates class. So in this class, we're gonna focus a lot on hip mobility and working our deep core muscles. So a lot of times we feel like in pregnancy, because we can't do traditional crunches or traditional core exercises necessarily, that we just can't work our core, when in reality there is a very safe and effective way using many different exercises and breathing techniques to do so. So we're gonna kick things off with some basic kneeling, deep breathing in order to really get into the deep core and the pelvic floor. So we're gonna start with some kneeling breaths. And in this exercise, I want you to think of the core as if there's a diamond here. And every inhale, the diamond gets a little closer. Every exhale, the diamond gets a little farther away. So practicing breathing from the diaphragm and using the deep core can really get into those transverse abdominal muscles and work your core in a safe way. So just working on contracting in the inhale, expanding in that exhale, while keeping the back neutral. Neutral, relaxed spine. And in about 5 seconds, we're gonna bring it onto our back for some pelvic floor tilts and clocks. So go ahead and find your supine position. I had to think about that one. Knees bent, heels flat, and again, a neutral spine in Pilates means that there is a little bit of space in the low back. We're not massaging the low back to the mat, it's neutral. So just a nice and relaxed position here. And what I want you to do is think of a very small ball, like a marble, and you're kind of using your pubic bone to keep that little marble nice and tight without placing the knees together. So without collapsing knees together, it's as if you're working the pubic bone and your transverse abdominals to keep that marble in place. And we're gonna begin with some slow circles. So if you're moving the knees, perhaps that's too much of a movement, but think about keeping that marble in place. Good. Again, using that breath. Awesome work. You can relax the hands by the sides. Pelvic floor in a circular motion. We're going to actually switch directions to counterclockwise now. This is all stabilization. Excellent job. Good. So now we're just going to work very simple tilts from the bottom to the top. So we're actually going to just slightly massage that low back to your mat and then tilt it up. Again, using that breath. Don't forget about your diamond. If it's easier for you to actually physically put that diamond shape on your abdomen, then go ahead and do that. Tilting forward and back. It's incredible how the breath and the abdominal wall can work together. Excellent job. We're going to slowly start to draw the knee into a march, alternating, just a slow, controlled motion, literally as slow and as deliberate as you can. Point that toe. Again, spine is neutral, so there can be a little gap. Using those lower abs and hip flexors to draw the knees in slowly. Perfect. You can do this entire workout, by the way. Shoes and socks optional. Good. Go ahead and raise your one leg up, point that toe. Option to keep your other leg bent, or as a progression, you can extend. And you're just going to start to draw tiny little circles. And this is where we really get into that hip flexor work. Good. Excellent job. Good. Go ahead and switch. Again, find your progression if needed. Tiny little circles. So we're not looking for any large movement here. Don't feel like you need to increase your range of motion. Don't forget about that breath. Awesome job. So here's a little sense of relief from my mamas. We're gonna twist onto our sides here. Inside knee can be bent. You can create as much length or as little as you want between your neck and shoulder. So whatever's comfortable for you. And we're gonna begin in a dorsiflex position. So flex that foot. And we're just gonna go forward and back. Good. And again, not too wide, no crazy range of motion to where you're opening up that hip. You wanna stay nice and stable, so just subtly using that core to keep the body in balance. You can place the opposite hand in front if that helps you. Perfect. Good, we're gonna take it to a side raise. So again, flexing that foot, lower, 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 lift, lift, lift. So involving the glutes now slightly. Good. Awesome work. Good. Last change here on working this side. We're gonna actually bring it up to a modified side plank and go modified side plank crunches. Yeah, I know this is a lot of work on one side. We're gonna go ahead and switch in about 10 seconds. Essentially firing up that glute, involving the obliques. Good. Perfect job. Go ahead and switch. Quick little butt spin. So again, we're just starting with those forward and backs. It's not a crazy range of motion exercise, but you are having to double down on the work to stabilize the body in this position. Good, good. Remember to use that breath. Sometimes the least exciting exercises tend to be actually the most effective, depending on where you are in your journey. Perfect. So we're gonna go into those leg lifts. Again, keeping that foot flexed. Lift, lift, lift. Lower, lower, lower. We're here for 30 seconds. Breathe. Feel free to relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Last change is coming in 10 seconds in that modified side plank. For 3, 2, and 1. So bring that hip off as if you're pulling that hip slightly. Begin your crunch. With each extension, try to reach, reach, reach a little bit farther. Good. We're here for another 10 seconds. Stay with me. Breathe and focus. Awesome work. For 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work, team. Good, good. Feel free to cool it down using a 5 to 10 minute cool down stretch. Make sure you get into those hip flexors and your outer abductors when you're getting into your cool down stretch. Awesome work, and I will see you next time.